Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back from the MLG studios here in New York City. I'm Axel Toss, joined by Axlab. We're currently watching Season 1 of the Premier League of WCS America. Again, guys, every single day, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we got live matches going on over the next 8 broadcast days, 7 at this point, because we started yesterday, over the next 2 weeks, however you want to phrase it. Pretty much every single day. We got some awesome StarCraft going on, so be sure you tune in. Of course, we've got 8 groups, and we're trying to find out who the top 2 from each group are going to advance to the round of 16. Of course, yesterday we had a great set of matches. So many 2-1s. I think every match was a 2-1 except for 2 of them, so that's 3 out of 5, which is over 50%. 60%. Of course, STC and Snoop getting out of that group. Well played by them. If you missed those, guess what? YouTube.com/official MLGSE2. They're there right now in 1080p HD. Definitely take advantage of that. I know a lot of people have to sleep. I know a lot of people have work in the mornings, need to go to bed, they can't catch them all. So, again, those VODs are available for you. So please take advantage of that. Also, after the stream is over, give it an hour or 2, the VOD should be up from the day. So, you know, of course, those resources, take advantage of that. It's for you guys, and I hope you enjoy those. Of course, also, our YouTube channel has some comment of the days and stuff, so definitely check that out. But that being said, I think we might be starting to get ready for Game 3 between Minigun and Fenix.
Phoenix resetting his router right now, having a little bit of an internet issue. Of course, playing from Peru is pretty tough.
Yeah.
South America, you know, not known for exceptional internet, but Phoenix is well used to it. His play is totally adjusted for it. He can still get those aggressive builds to really work because he's been playing professional Brood War for many years. Extreme veteran of the professional real-time strategy genre games.
And again, this match is very important. Every single one of these games is very important for these two players, not only because of the money involved, but because of the WCS points that are up for grabs. Every single round you advance is going to be even more important, obviously. So, of course, these two guys are going to be taking this very seriously. We've got a tie game, 1-1, and of course, a very important deciding game. So we want to make sure that these guys are definitely 100% ready to go. And if that means Fenix has to reset his router, of course, all these games are live. So we're obviously going to be letting him, we're going to let him do that. But that being said, Minigun versus Fenix. Guys, get on Twitter and say who you want to win. I think it can go either way, honestly. I feel like it's really going to depend on how much damage Fenix can do with drops. I feel like.
Exactly. That's such an important part. And the map is Cloud Kingdom. And Cloud Kingdom is one of those maps that drops can be sometimes tricky. But I don't think drop play is any stronger on Cloud Kingdom than it is on Aklon Waste. But one thing we noticed, Minigun was clearly afraid last game of that dynamic of having a third base very close to his main in air distance. That's something that we see a lot of protesters struggle with on Aklon Waste. What Minigun did to counteract that, he didn't take the third behind the rocks. Minigun went straight for the third below his natural, even though it's slightly easier to directly attack for Terran. What it meant is that he didn't have to worry about Fenix dropping very quickly between his main and his third. Cloud Kingdom, you don't really have that option. You pretty much have to take the third base in that location that's very close by air to your main. And if Minigun was afraid to take that spot on Aklon Waste, is he prepared to deal with that type of double drop threat on Cloud Kingdom?
You know, what's really, at least in my personal games, when I play PvT, I kind of like going for the DT openings like Minigun did, because that can actually help a lot in defending drops and stuff like that. If you're trying to defend a base that's way off in the distance, you warp in a DT. Well, if you warp that in and then try to engage somewhere else, your opponent's probably going to be distracted, and you can potentially get some damage done, or at least defend the drop with pretty much exclusively the DT, or at the very least, force a scan to return an opponent. So, I have a question for you. What do you think about Minigun's DT opening? How strong do you think that was? I know, obviously, it was scouted right away, but considering that fact, like, the game didn't go terrible for him after it was scouted. So you can still make DT openings work.
You could. And Cloud Kingdom, I think it's even better. Because like you mentioned, the proxy pylons, it's easier in Cloud Kingdom to get proxy pylons that are both close to the third base of the Terran, and also in spots that it's not easy for the Terran to deny. On Aklon Waste, kind of, if you want to put a proxy pylon that Terran won't scout, it's got to be kind of in the corners of the map. And then it's not super close to make that really easy harassment, whereas Cloud Kingdom is a little bit more convenient. So I think it's very likely we'll see Minigun do a similar strategy.
Yeah, there's a lot of counterattack paths on Cloud Kingdom, of course. We've seen Protoss players just leave pylons in the corners of the map, and those can be great staging points for counterattack opportunities. Later on in the game, when you don't need those minerals so much, you're approaching max, you're like, 180 out of 200. You have some supply to work with. You know, warp in 4 or 5 zealots. Send them to an additional base and see how much damage you can get done. Also, setting up flanking paths is pretty important as a Protoss player. Of course, when that engagement happens, the Terran player is going to start kiting away, of course, with their Marines and Marauders. You can theoretically, you know, warp in around the zealots. Once you lose that first layer of zealots in your main force, you can reinforce from the back of the Terran player, and all of a sudden you have a surround. So I feel like proxy pylons might be very important in this game. Of course, on the same token, you know, it's going to be up to the Terran player. You know, send one Marine around the edge of the map at various points in time and try to spot those. And if you can take those out, you know, not only are you going to be more efficient as far as drops are concerned, because then the pylons obviously aren't going to scout your drop, but you can also, you know, keep a handle on that counterattack stuff.
You definitely
and potentially supply block your opponent.
Yeah. That's almost a situation in Heart of the Swarm where potentially it may be worth for a Terran to add in a Widow Miner to cover those back passageways. Once they get into the point of the game where they're not using a factory,
I'm going to cut you off.
Right?
Stop giving ideas to Terrans.
Yeah. Or you just fly the factory there. You put the factory as a scout there. Or best yet, use the factory to build Hellbats. Then your army's so strong, even if they harass you and kill SCVs, it doesn't matter because you got Hellbats in your army. Agree with that. I'm a big fan of mixing Hellbats into the composition.
You're giving Terrans ideas, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard enough time on ladder.
One thing, though, I think is going to be dangerous for Fenix.
Yeah.
On Cloud Kingdom, it's so tempting to do those drops in the back of your opponent's natural. There's that cliff there, and you just get right in there, and units don't want to be back there because there's no frontal attack that gets close to that spot in the back of the opponent's natural. So it's one of those situations where it's very tempting to do those drops, but almost every Protoss will have an observer on that cliff.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
he had that observer in like the perfect spot.
If you run into feedbacks like what happened on Akalon Waste, you can't afford to lose that many units. If you're going to try those drops, make sure your medevacs have low energy. So that if you go for the back of the cliff drop, if there are Templar or Stalkers ready, Stalkers, if you're fast, you can just move away. Templar, you got to have the low energy medevacs.
You remember, he had the medevacs there for a long time. Like, again, it's a situation where you're waiting for your opponent to potentially be across the map, so he's not necessarily prepared for that drop. I mean, we saw Minigun wait with that Warp Prism and then get perfect timing. It's not like you waited for the Viking to go up. He didn't even know the Viking was there, but it just worked out, and that was great. And he got a lot of workers killed there. That kind of put Fenix on a timer in a sense. But then, you know, Fenix was doing the same thing, but the difference is, obviously, once those medevacs, as they're staying there, they're accumulating a lot of that energy. And, you know, once you get enough energy, you get one shot by the High Templar feedback. It's not fun at all.
It really isn't. Phoenix found that out the hard way. That drop got totally slaughtered. Looks like he's back in the game, though. We're going to start this up.
Everyone's like, Axel Toss, Axlab, I love you guys, but let's jabber more games.
Yep. Oh, of course. I would have it another way.
Yeah, of course.
I love watching the games more than hearing myself talk as well. Don't worry, guys.
All right. So, here we are. Fenix versus Minigun. Game 3. Loser is out of the Premier League of WCS America. The winner moves on to play Apocalypse, who is patiently awaiting in the darkness to strike. It's going to be on Cloud Kingdom, as we've said. Both level 34 Grandmasters on the North American server.
Yes.
I'm proud to say I'm level 35 Master. Does that mean I'm higher than them?
No.
Dang it.
No, the ladder rank I think is a little more important than you know the level, and even more important than ladder rank I think it is tournament accomplishments.
You know, you could have just said no. You didn't have to just keep burrowing the sword deeper into my heart. All right, here we are in game number 3. In the top right-hand location, we have the blue Terran player who fell to Apocalypse in match number 1. Here he is in the loser's match. He needs to win just one game here, this game, to advance on to play Apocalypse and get that rematch. Representing Team Incredible Miracle and hailing from Peru, he is Fenix. His opponent in the bottom left-hand location, representing Team Root Gaming. From the United States of America, he is the red Protoss player, Minigun.
And he only needs to win one more as well.
Yeah, that is true.
This is match point. One of these guys is going to be eliminated from the group right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one will have the last chance to fight against Apocalypse for that other round of 16 spot joining this team.
Apocalypse guarding the door.
Yes.
To the round of 16.
this is the way it works. You got to have the Korean players guarding the door. And it's like the
final boss.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all those missions you can take on other guys and it's the final boss. So they're fighting to see who can go up against that final boss. Of course, the grand final boss has already left and on to the next level.
Yeah, he's like, see you guys. You guys have fun.
Yeah, he's like, I'll see you guys in round 16 if
That's
you get
actually
past
literally
round
what he
32.
said. You know, he's like, he was in the chat. He was like,
Yeah.
good luck, guys. I'm going to bed. Actually, I think it might be 10 a.m. So
Yeah,
he's like, good luck, guys. I'm going for a jog.
You're going to practice. Going to practice more
practice.
StarCraft. Yeah, on Korea.
Yes, he doesn't need to practice.
That's true.
Let's be
He
honest.
might not. You know, he's an older guy too. He's 30. Kind of impressive.
That's not old.
nice to see. Well, it's not old. I mean, it's in StarCraft terms. I mean, it's
Nah. I disagree. White Raw and Nesty are
That's true.
going to win the
They're
global
gonna win everything.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, it's going to get that way as people.
They're pretty inspiring,
with
though,
them.
honestly.
Yeah.
They're two of the most inspiring individuals in esports.
So, Minigun getting that second gas. Looks like he's gonna, just progress up the tech tree. He's been doing, the 2 gas before expansion opening every single game so far. This time getting the Zealot, so probably be the Zealot Sentry Mothership Core opening. Fenix going for the Reaper again. This is Reaper's pretty standard.
Yeah.
It's such a cost-efficient scout as long as you make sure you don't lose it.
It's good on this map, too, because there's a lot of places
Oh,
you
yeah.
can kind of jump into your opponent's main base. You got this cliff all the way on the right-hand side of
Even
Minigun's
behind the
base.
minerals, no, actually, no, you can't. The minerals block that area, and there's not.
Maybe
But,
there might be a little gap right here.
I think there's... I don't think that's jumpable. I'm not positive.
Yeah, maybe by a Colossus. No, not by a Colossus.
Either way, though.
Yeah.
There's the Sentry.
Reaper's
Or
better.
actually, Stalker. Interesting. So that's going to delay his Nexus a bit because he did have the gas to get the Sentry, and a lot of people prefer to do it because then they have more minerals to get the Nexus faster.
You know, this allows him to send the Mothership Core across the field
It
and get some
does.
scouting done.
It does, yeah.
So I'm okay with it. Stalker needs to get out, though.
It does. The Zealot is going to be annoying, but he could lose the probe here. Probe, run. Oh, nice pulling the probe. Got to run that guy away. Another one might be threatened. Oh, but the Reaper overextended.
Oh my gosh, the
He's
Reaper
gonna
might
go
fall.
down.
Wow, that's huge.
That is. The
He
most
did.
important thing to do is not lose the Reaper.
Yeah.
By far, because you're not going to scout very much with that for first run by. It's important to keep it alive so you can pop in later and identify the Protoss follow-up.
All right, Mothership Core coming for. There's only one Marine here. He can kill the SCV making the bunker. He can kill the SCV making the command center. No, he can't. I got excited there.
He can kill the SCV that made the command center.
That's true, but he can't stop it from building it, as it is going to complete. Of course, this would be pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if he sent a Zelda across the map. But he couldn't anticipate the bunker would be late. That's not something you don't... Okay, I assume my opponent's going to make a late bunker. Because if you send Reaper across the map, the Reaper cannot... The Zealot, excuse me. Send a Zelda across the map, and the Terran seeds that with their Sky and SCV, the Reaper will just kill it. So it's not something you normally do.
Mothership Core still wants to find out some more info. He's going to go straight into the main base. Can he spot that factory? It's pretty risky area he's going into.
If he goes
You
too
don't
far,
overcommit.
Marines are going to kill him.
Yeah.
Marines, of course, are faster than that Mothership Core, so if you extend too far away from a ledge, they can run you down.
Gosh, he's so close to spotting that Widow Mine.
Yeah, I think he was trying to lure those Marines into a Stalker and try to get some free damage output.
No. Fenix might be hoping he comes with the Mothership Core to the mineral line kind of a thing.
Yes.
Where the Widow Mine awaits.
Yes. I mean, why not put it there, right? Why not?
I think... Are we seeing the same...
This is the standard opening from Minigun. It's the one he's done the last 2 games. Robo, then 2 additional gateways. A lot of Protoss players try to play even greedier than this, where they tech up, staying off of 1 gateway, even adding Forge and Twilight Council before the 2nd, 3rd gateway. But Minigun knows Fenix likes to do these early drops and stuff. It's safer to just get the additional warpins ready first. And he just wants to make sure he doesn't take any critical damage early.
Meanwhile, Fenix getting that medevac out.
I like
fast
the
Widow
fast
Mines.
RCC.
He's got 4 Marines.
I'm proud of him.
And we're going to see what kind of damage he can get done this time. Minigun going for the blink that I thought he was going for last game.
Yes.
So
and that's actually a great move against Fenix. Someone who loves drop play, getting to blink early is such a huge advantage.
I like it on this map too.
Oh yeah,
because you can really dip and dodge.
Blinking from your main tier 3rd is very helpful dealing with someone attacks a 3rd and then jukes and tries to do a massive drop in her main. Here comes the Widow Mine drop.
He's got
Observer's ready. Photon overcharge ready too.
Photon overcharge needs to happen right now. There it goes. The Widow Mine. Look out for it. Minigun's looking out for it. There he sees it. Gonna pull those probes. One Widow Mine gonna be pulled into the main base. Observer is there to spot that Widow Mine. We'll keep an eye on that. Gotta make sure it doesn't kill those probes, and it shouldn't. Okay, down to What's the other one of mine? Okay, get a drop and kill one probe.
One probe, yeah, this is a great
Observer's
defense.
here. Yeah.
I mean, he lost 4 Marines and 2 Widow Mines and took damage on the medevac for 1 probe. And 100 energy out the militia core, but that's
650 to 50 resources lost, by the way.
Yeah, that's huge. And that's one of the situations where, almost as a Terran, I think you just run away. He should have, as soon as he saw the Photon Overcharge, he should have picked up all his Widow Mines and Marines and just ran away.
Now, was he able to identify the Twilight Council? Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So he should have an idea that this is coming.
Definitely, and this is tricky though because he doesn't. His stim and combat shoot are slightly slower than ideal because he took the fast start CC, but he still should be fine as long as he keeps his army back defensively. What's very tricky here as a Terran player is keeping the medevacs alive. Because Blink Stalkers can come in and try to snag one and pick one off and blink away.
We've seen another drop.
Oh, he's coming back in the main. There's no
Dropping
observer.
down. Minigun not moving the probe just yet. There's going to be an engagement here in the middle of the map. Stalkers versus Marines. Going to blink back those Stalkers. Meanwhile, the Widow Mine.
5 kills.
5 kills. Got to get an observer over there.
Yep.
ASAP. There it is.
There it is. There it is.
And there's
Photon Overcharge. Yeah.
Oh.
You know, he's using Photon Overcharge instead of a Warpin to kill that because he really wants to Warpin all his units aggressively to try to get damage on this blink attack.
Snipe stim.
That'd
be cool.
I think, you know, Fenix must have thought it was a DT drop within that second. Oh, getting the medevac!
Every medevac is so important here. Great control there from Minigun, targeting them down. I wonder if a scan will happen to try to get rid of that observer. He has to know it's there.
Yeah, Blink Micro. He's not losing a single stalker. He didn't lose a single one.
Did finish.
Oh, 2 bunkers in the front. Doesn't want to mess with that small stalker count. But Minigun's taking the third behind us. He's total map control of the stalkers. He shouldn't have, not with 4 Marauders or W's. But from the low ground, he can find a Blink Micro, get some free damage.
He's got another.
Lost 2 stalkers there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Engineering Bay and Armor immediately thrown down here by Fenix, so he's going to be able to continue into +2 weapons and +1 ground armor.
Of course, Minigun going into charge a lot, Colossi, which is the standard follow-up to this. This is pretty much what you should be doing after this opening. I'm scanning to make sure there's no observer on his army. Then when he sees there's no observer, he splits off the medevac to go ahead along, drop along the bottom.
Bunkers at the front. Of course, now that he has a significant amount of Marines and Marauders and medevacs overhead, not feeling that scared about the Stalkers. Of course, no reason not to just keep poking. I think as long as you keep those Stalkers alive, keep the shields up. You gotta be scared about the Widow Mine stuff though.
Yeah, and Stimmic and Concussive, sometimes you can get your Stalkers run down. Like right now, is it Marauder and Nibel gets shot off? Okay. Whew. If the Marauder got a concussive earlier, he actually would have lost a couple Stalkers there. But look at that observer placement. He's going to see this drop coming in with plenty of time. The drop being a little bit indecisive there as well.
He's going to camp out.
You know what? He might have saw the observer, or maybe he wants to hit the third instead. But there's the Colossus there.
Yeah, there's a Militia Core too, so Photon Overcharge. I don't expect him to
actually time warp would be more likely.
Linking for the Stalkers and targeting the medevac after the Colossus getting targeted down. He's going to survive, but great move there from Minigun.
Fenix he's just losing drop after drop in the series, and he's actually still posturing aggressively. This is, you know, Terran is great to be posturing aggressively to keep the Protoss contained, get that map control. Unless the Protoss has a stronger army than you, which Minigun's up by a lot of supply, and the Protoss has Blink, it's gonna be hard to retreat. Minigun's coming down.
Oh, he's killing the rocks and not the army. The Colossus getting their damage done. Time warp going down onto the Marauders. Gonna be picked up, but the Stalkers have Blink. They're gonna blink forward, target down these medevacs, target down the wrong one. Yeah. But even so, getting a medevac there is great.
It's a victory, yeah.
It's a first world problem there for the Stalkers. Killing the empty medevac.
I mean, that's a danger against Blink Stalkers. If you're behind an army size, Protoss can actually run you down. You don't necessarily have that mobility advantage that Terran players used to. And Miniguns, you know, he's chrono boosting his upgrades, so he's going to have an upgrade advantage. He's going to have 2-2 versus 2-1 going forward, adding a lot more gateways. Minigun is in control of the game right now. Fenix, of course, is not out by any means. He's got a lot of production. You know, he's got double starport, which could come to haunt Minigun if there's no Storm or Archons coming in a reasonable amount of time. And he's got this sneaky double drop here that Minigun has no idea about.
I wonder when he's going to... Okay, there's the Templar Archives going down. We talked about these probes dropping these pylons later on in the game.
Yeah.
Minigun placing one down at the top side of the map.
And top left
gonna
as
drop
well.
One, right near that mineral line. So really covering his bases here. He will be able to, you know, go for those counterattacks with some zealot harassment later on. Maybe eventually throw down a Dark Shrine. A scan going down, trying to see, all right, what's at your third base? Sees no cannons.
Are under attack.
And that's something that's great
Oh,
to see.
but the Warp Prism runs right over that double drop.
Oh, no.
And, I mean, Minigun's glad to know that those Marauders are out there.
That's a good
Because
point.
those drops are full of Marauders, which means they can't kill probes that fast. They can slap a Nexus. Dropping it back to natural gets totally shut down by Minigun.
Yeah.
Minigun's still on top of this drop plate.
And one going into the main base, and as you say that, there's not much here to defend against that. Mothership Core, is it close for Photon Overcharge? I don't see it. There it goes. It's on its way. Some Zealots being warped in, and the medevac can
Almost
be picked
getting
up.
the feedback off.
These Stalkers shoot a blink. Oh, Stalker trying to get close.
Yeah.
And that medevac's definitely gonna die.
Well, no, it should be a sweet spot where it's safe. I mean,
Well,
you can be fed back.
I
But
didn't say when it was gonna die.
yeah, at some point.
I said it's definitely gonna die.
A group of Vikings looking for the Warp Prism.
That's
Warp
pretty
Prism
clever.
somehow dodges it.
Yeah, Ninja.
Yes.
This Warp Prism, is this the same Warp Prism as the last game?
I think it is. It came into
It
this
has
game.
to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. It's learned ninjutsu. Oh no! A group of Phoenix's units being caught off guard. There's another 10 food down the drain.
Every unit is so important at
The
this
Vikings
point.
coming back. The Vikings got to be careful.
Oh,
There's
if Minigun doesn't
Blinkstalkers.
spot that, he doesn't spot it. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see the Viking.
Oh yeah, if Minigun saw those Vikings, that would have been
And
devastating.
now I'm wondering if if he would have been happy losing the Warp Prism, seeing those Vikings, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, if he could get the Blinkstalkers on him, the medevac, can he feedback? Is he in range?
Yep. Ooh, there it goes.
Takes it out.
Warp Prism.
Phoenix is moving out. This is pretty bold because again,
He
his
has
army.
Hellbats.
Yeah, but he's
He's a little bit of a
look
joke.
at how.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're right. The Hellbats are scary, but that's I normally always. So if I'm not agreeing that he should be confident in battle, then you know something's wrong.
What an interesting counter here.
A
The
double
two Archons.
Yeah.
Counterattack.
Usually Archons are
Harassment.
considered more valuable when you keep them with the army, but they also do kill SCVs pretty darn quick.
Same time, we're gonna have an engagement at the outside of the base of the outside the third here of Minigun. He's got High Templar. He should have Storm, I think. Maybe not. Not deploying Storm. The Stalkers moving to the left-hand side, trying to snipe down those Vikings. The Colossi doing ridiculous damage to this ground army. The Hellbats doing a great job against the Zealots. But meanwhile, how are those Archons doing at the third?
A lot of SCVs went down. Bunkers finally clean them up, but Phoenix took some massive damage there. He needs a big win in this battle to have equal
No,
footing.
Minigun up 138 to 83 in supply. Blinking forward, taking down the rest of this Bio army, and Phoenix is running out of steam. Remember how important this match is, how important this game is. This game is to remain in the WCS America Premier League at least for one more match. And Minigun looking great. Started out the series down 0-1 and is on the verge of taking a second game in a row.
So Phoenix has this problem where he has no SCVs.
That is yeah, 69 to 32 in the harvest.
Yeah, that's not a
Those
good.
Archons, are they alive still? I need to click on them.
The bunker killed them both.
Aw.
But they definitely took a lot of SCVs out before they died. Plenty of kills being done there, and you know, if Phoenix is still moving out aggressively. It's a brave Terran who moves out at the 20-minute mark with 80 supply. And it's even braver Terran who also splits off 10 supply on the left side to do a drop.
He thinks he sees an exposed pylon.
Yeah,
But Minigun
he's
warping
very
it about
confident in the
5
power of
seconds.
this army, and you know what? He's a great player, but I don't know if this army can take. I mean,
He
look between Phoenix's army and Miniguns, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's he's gonna stem away. Medevac getting taken out there, and this is
Rombite the third, but
a very tough situation. Phoenix trying to do whatever he can to stay in this game, trying to find out, all right, what are my options? How do I come back? But I don't know how many options he has left here. Minigun playing a very solid game.
his units there, the nice little holdouts.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we chased them away, and then yeah,
Stupid.
the reinforcements come in, and so Minigun's gonna move up and attack the third, and I don't see Phoenix defending this.
He's done.
Not with the Templar there as well.
Charge lot sweeping forward. There's the Storm onto the Bio, melting away with authority. Minigun takes game number 3. The 2-1 victory over Phoenix. And Minigun is going to advance to the next round.
He is.
At least to the next stage of today.
You know, he looked to have a very calm and methodical PvT. And every turn, Phoenix tried these interesting attacks, and Minigun just stopped them all cold. And it wasn't that he just denied the drops, he killed the drops.
Yes.
And especially, people are saying with the medevac boost, that's very hard to do. But Minigun was able to do, he's able to make sure that the drops not just were deflected, but destroyed gave him a huge advantage. And you know, I think seeing his PvT there, I think he's got a good odds against Apocalypse.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think this momentum will carry through into this deciding match here against Apocalypse?
I think it very well might. I mean, his late game army control is great. He understands positioning. If he can get to that late game, he's in great shape. Apocalypse has some crazy builds that might be used to try to throw him off early, but I feel his opening is just so solid. He plays very just standard in the opening. He gets the 3 gateways right after the Robo before trying to do any crazy techs, and I think that's the right approach against Apocalypse.
All right, guys, you know what's coming. It's going to be Minigun versus Apocalypse. Can Minigun carry through with this momentum? He's on a 2-game winning streak right now against Terran players. He only needs to win 2 against Apocalypse, but Apocalypse took out Fenix pretty convincingly a little bit before. Lost 0-2 to Nestea, though. Apocalypse, a very good Korean Terran player. We'll see what happens, guys. A best of 3 between Apocalypse and Minigun to close things out for the night. Do not go anywhere.